Hello, everybody. I hope you had a great week, and it looks like it's going to be another beautiful weekend in the great state of Idaho. Looks like we might get to spring this time around and no snow. Hey, Idaho Housing brought out a new revamped down payment assistance program. I'm going to go over that real quick. Of course, if you ever have questions, don't hesitate, give me a call. But this is as of last week. So their first program is the Idaho Housing Second Mortgage. So they do their first mortgage, they do a second mortgage. You got to have at least a 620 FICO score on this one, which is great because that's a nice low FICO score and it opens it up to a lot of people. There's no first-time home buyer requirements. So you can be a second-time home buyer, you can be a third-time home buyer. You just can't own an existing home, and obviously no investment. This is also good on FHA, VA, and USDA programs. The nice thing about this is they've increased their prior one from 5% to 7%. The added benefit, and that 7% can be for down payment assistance and closing cost assistance. So you can do 5% for down payment and 2% for closing costs, or 3 and 4, or 4 and 3, or whatever one you want to do. But the nice thing is if you do the full 7%, that takes your first loan down to a 93% loan to value, and it also improves your mortgage insurance quite dramatically. The highest mortgage insurance rate is, of course, at 97%. If you get down below 95, so 94.999, then it improves. And then when you get down to that 93, it actually looks pretty nice. So it's an added benefit. So not only do they get the down payment assistance, but they might get mortgage insurance reduced too, which can help you qualify for a larger loan amount. It's a 15-year fixed rate. Prior to them, it was a 10-year. Now it's a 15-year. The other thing about this is there's no prepayment penalty on it, and the fees are just stupid low. It's like $200-300 total in fees on this one. So what that does is, let's say you do have a borrower with 3% down or 5% down that they saved up. They don't necessarily have to use that. Have them keep that money, put it aside in a savings account, get this loan, and then in 6 to 8 to 10 months down the road, if they have this money, if they have that money saved up still, then have them pay it off. But what the nice thing is if they have that money saved up, they don't have to go out and rack up the credit cards after they close buying lawnmowers and hoes and rakes and shovels and plants. So super, super nice program on this one. There is a first-time homebuyer class required. Idaho Housing requires first-time homebuyer classes on most of their programs. And the borrower does need to bring in a 0.5% or $500 for every $100,000 the purchase is for of their own money. So Idaho Housing does want a little bit of skin in the game, not obviously very much. And most of the time we're writing 1% earnest monies right now. That'll make it pretty easy to do. The second program is Idaho Housing's Forgivable Loan. Now, they call it a loan because there is actually a deed of trust attached to the house, but there is no payments, there is no interest rate on this program. You need a 620 or better FICO score. There's no first-time homebuyer requirements on this one. It's up to 3% down payment assistance or closing costs assistance. So again, you can utilize that how you want to. It's 10 years forgivable. So let's say you get a $10,000 loan or a $10,000 forgivable grant on this. Every year for the next 10 years is $1,000 is going to be forgiven up to 10 years, and it's totally forgiven. Pretty sweet program. Little bit of a caveat on this. If they decide to refinance down the road or refinance and cash out, they are going to have to pay this back. But if they don't, they never have to pay it back, and it's forgiven 10% every 365 days. Pretty nice. Homebuyer class is required, and again, the borrowers have to bring in a 0.5% of their own money. Now the question you're having right now, can you combine the two? The answer is yes, but there's always a but. Still got to have a 620 FICO score in this one. The borrowers have to be first-time homebuyer programs, with the exception of the HEROES programs. And the HERO programs are for like public servants, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMTs. So they have to be a first-time homebuyer. But in this case, they can combine the 7% second mortgage with the 3% grant and get a total of 10% down payment. Not only will this reduce potentially reduce their interest rate, because If you have interest rates are based off of loan to value, and the lower the loan to value is the lower the potential interest rate is. It's also going to reduce their mortgage insurance. Again, we're going to go from a 97 to a 95 to a 90% loan to value. And if they bring in that other 0.5%, they can actually get down to an 89%, which actually reduces mortgage insurance even further. Up to 10%. Once again, they can use it for down payment assistance or closing cost assistance. There is some income restrictions on this, and there's also program restrictions on it. So kind of the moral of the story is if a borrower needs some down payment assistance or closing cost assistance, Idaho Housing is definitely the way to go. They have spectacular first-time and second-time homebuyer programs. A lot of lenders do not like using Idaho Housing because they restrict fees. That is not obviously ethical, in my opinion. This is a great program. If a borrower qualifies for it, the lender should worry about the qualifying the borrower, not their pocketbook. And also, Idaho Housing pays lenders quite well. So if you see an Idaho Housing loan and they're charging a 1% origination fee, they're again taking advantage of the borrower and not doing what's best for the borrower. They're doing what's best for their pocket. Hey, thanks a lot. You guys have a great and wonderful day and enjoy the beautiful weekend.